Story time. I would love it if I never had to work in customer service again. Hello everyone, and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, but you can call me Em, and today we're doing a story time about my old job. Yes, I worked in tourism for about 5 years, and I have lots of stories. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes there were really good things that happened. I had really great coworkers. I had a lot of fun on the job. I was actually so upset when I had to leave it and move to Toronto because I just had so much fun. So as you know, my hometown is Niagara Falls, and I used to work down in one of the biggest tourist areas down there. We'd have Canadians come all the time, obviously, Americans, the border was 5 minutes away, and then just people from all over the world. So I actually worked at a parking lot. I was a parking lot supervisor. I worked in a little parking booth. Cars would pull up, I'd be like, hey, it's $15. They pay cash or card. That was it. I was also a supervisor, so sometimes we'd actually have to close our parking lot because it got so busy in the summertime. So sometimes I'd have to go sit on a literal lawn chair at the end of the driveway and put up pylons and make sure that no one could get in. And then something else that I had to do was we had 2 exits out of the parking lot, but you could only get in one way if you were a customer. The other entrance was for employees only, and that is so important to some of the stories I'm gonna tell you, but it was an employees only entrance. It used to be able that anyone could enter that way, but now it's employees only, and there was literally 9 different signs telling you, do not enter, employees only. So, did the tourists listen though? No, they didn't. So my job was to sit back there and make sure that the cars coming in were only employees. Then the employees would come up, they'd have to type in a code or tap their card, and then the gate arm would open up and they could go through. But again, tourists could not go in this way. They'd have to back up and go around the property. When I first started, that was my job, sitting back there. And it's truly baffling how people don't read, and it's actually kind of scary because there's literally 9 signs. I'm actually not even exaggerating here. There were 9. I counted. There were 9 signs saying, do not enter, employees only, but people would still come up. Now, I've had many fights and yelling matches with people back there because they simply cannot read, which was just always so infuriating. But I just hated dealing with people who literally couldn't read. It actually hurt. It hurt my head how stupid they were. Now, I know that I said that I loved my coworkers, and I truly did. There were 3 of them. I would have done anything for them. And where I worked, it was mostly younger people. It'd be starting jobs for high school kids, and then people in their mid-20s. That was kind of the range. And then we would have a couple older adults. There was this one woman who was 70, and she'd bring me candy every single shift, and her name was Joyce, and I loved her so much, and she's just amazing, and I just love her. She was amazing. But the story isn't about her. This story is about another coworker who I'm gonna give a fake name to. His name is going to be John. So John was hired because his boyfriend also worked at this company, and he worked in our parking lot. He was probably in his 60s, and he was a normal guy. He seemed nice, normal, whatever. So this happened near the end of my time there, so I was a supervisor, so I wasn't always in the parking booth. I was out closing the parking lot, at the back gate, whatever. So I brought a bag to work because I had my lunch in there, I'd have chargers, I'd have sunscreen, I'd have everything. So I have this bag. It's pink and orange. I don't have it with me here in Toronto, but I want to see if I can find a photo of it, and if I can, I'll insert it here. I had this bag. It was maybe this big. I don't even know if you can see all that, but it was pretty big. And it was orange and pink striped, and it had the letter E embroidered on it because of my name. So I had this bag, and I kept it in the parking booth while I was out running around, whatever. Also, sorry, not important to the story at all, but we had a golf cart that we could drive around, and I actually loved driving the golf cart. I was like terrified of driving, but once I started to learn how to drive in the golf cart, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and I loved it. But anyways, the golf cart, you can't put your bag in there. You can't. So my bag was in the booth. And this was like the first week this guy started working here, okay? Like, actually, oh my god, no. It was the first day I had ever met him. So I'd be like, hi, my name's Emily, blah, 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 blah. I do my shift, whatever, whatever, and then it's time for me to have my lunch. Now, I preferred, because sometimes I actually didn't get a lunch break. I'd be working 9 to 10 hours outside all day, and sometimes it was just so busy I just couldn't get a lunch break. So I would love going to Tim Hortons and buying like a bagel and a donut, because I could just eat that like at the golf cart and like it was fine. So I was actually able to have a break that day, so I went up to the break room. I had my bagel, but I didn't eat my donut. Went through the rest of my day, put my bag back in the parking booth while I was doing stuff, whatever. And then my coworker drove me home. Now this is important to the story. So he drove me home, whatever. I get home and I'm like, ooh, I have that donut, I really want to eat it. So I look at my bag, I can't find the donut. I'm like, where is my donut? Like, I didn't eat it. Okay. So I text my coworker, I'm like, hey, just so you know, my donut may have fallen out in your car. And he was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. I'm like, okay, whatever. So the next morning he picks me up and we go to work together, and I look, no donut. So I'm like, where did this donut go? Because it did not just like grow legs and walk away. No clue where it is. I tell him, I'm like, this is so weird, so weird. Then my coworker, the assistant manager, he had to look at our video cameras for some reason, and he was looking at the one in the booth where the new guy was, and this is what happened. And I saw the footage myself, and I was flabbergasted at what I saw. This man was cleaning the booth because he said it was messy. Somehow cleaning involved him getting my bag that he had seen me taking stuff out of earlier that day. Getting my bag, opening it, taking my lunch pail out, looking through my bag, throwing out like the packs of Kleenexes I had in there. My donut was in there. Do you wanna know what he did with my donut? You're probably like, oh, he ate it. No. Even worse. He threw it in the garbage. He threw my honey dip donut from Tim Hortons that I paid for in the garbage. Which just makes me so upset, because if he ate it, like, I'd be less mad if he ate it, but he literally just threw it out and wasted it. And it just makes me still so upset to this day. Deep. So he does that. That's not all. He rummages around in my lunch pail, finds a Rice Krispie square, my Rice Krispie square, and eats it. I saw this footage and I went, what the actual... What? Then he put my lunch pail back in my bag and zipped it up. Isn't that insane? So of course he had to be confronted about it. My dad at the time, he's like, I want this guy fired. He stole from you. I want him gone. Now, I didn't want him to get fired. I was just like trying to look on the bright side, positive side, be like, okay, well, maybe he didn't know that, maybe he thought it was like a communal bag or something, I don't know. Which is weird because he saw only me going into it, the letter E, and he knew my name was Emily. But whatever. And I'm like, I don't want anything bad to happen to him. He's also an old man, so I'll let it slide. I talked to him and he's like, oh, I didn't realize it was her bag. Like, I thought it was just a bag for everyone, and it was super messy. So I went through it and organized it. Okay, I'll give him, it was messy, but like, why were you going through my bag? Because what really freaked me out was in that bag was my lunch pail, my wallet with my credit and debit cards, my ID, my charger, my AirPods, other personal belongings. Like, why were you going through it? But I gave him a pass. Whatever. Then, flash forward like a year later. I'm now living in Toronto. I don't work there anymore. I get a call from my assistant manager, my old assistant manager, because we were friends. He goes, Emily, you're never gonna believe what happened. I said, what? He said, John was fired for stealing. I went, because this isn't the first time he stole. And I was like, oh my God, what did he steal? And he was like, actually, he wasn't even at the parking booth working. He was in his uniform in one of the arcades, and this woman left her purse, and he took it, went to the bathroom, took the money and stuff out of it, and then put it back. And it was all caught on camera. So that man clearly has a stealing problem. I just can't get over. Oh, and I just want to be clear, he didn't steal like any of my money or anything in my bag. So I don't know. He didn't do that, that's fine. But I can't get over the fucking donut. I really can't, because what did my donut do to you? Like, he threw it out. Like, if he ate it, I'd be less pissed, but he threw it in the garbage. This is why we don't touch other people's stuff and mind our own business. And after that, I never put my bag in the booth that he was working in because I was scared he was gonna go through it. But anyways, he got fired, so that's that. Guess he was a thief. That's like the only problem I've ever had with a coworker there, by the way. Like, everyone else, lovely. Just that man, I don't know. And it still really disturbs me to this day. As you can see, I'm very passionate about it because it's honestly just insane to me. It's insane. It's crazy. What? There's also been just so many weird customers. I remember my first day training, some guy came up and he put his passenger's window down, like in the back, and it was this baby, and I was like, hi, it's $15, and he's like, no, my baby's so cute, like I don't have to pay. And I'm like, this is me, 16 years old, my first ever real job ever. And he's like, no, but my baby's so cute, like I don't have to pay. And I'm like, yeah, you do. And he's like, no, I don't. It's like, some of the Americans who came over, oh my God. Not to be rude, but some of y'all Americans are so stupid. I can't. Like, one time, a bunch of Americans came over on July 1st, and the guy was like, why is it so busy here? And I was like, sir, it's Canada Day. And then another time, a guy tried to pay credit or debit with his Six Flags membership. Now, if you don't know, Six Flags is an amusement park franchise in the United States. Again, we are in Canada. There was no Six Flags. I don't understand why he gave it to me. Like, he gave it to me on purpose. It wasn't like a joke. He gave it to me, and I was like, I can't take this. Then I get a bunch of people asking me, are we in Canada? Are we in the States right now? And I'm like, how do you not know? Because you would have needed to cross the border to get here. So, like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Like, just literally insane. Now, I just need to take a deep breath. because I don't work there anymore and I don't have to deal with it. But at the time, it was very, very, very aggravating. Well, that's all for this video. This could definitely be a series because there's so many things that happened. So if you want a part 2, let me know in the comments down below, because I can definitely give you like a part 2, a part 3, a part 4. Like, honestly, insanity. Yeah, so that's all for today. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!